We got one right here. This one's gonna piss you off. This one's gonna make you say, what the fuck? This one's gonna make you say, you gotta be kidding me. And this one's gonna make you say, that cop needs to be fired. Check this one out. Black child texts his mother. He texts his mother for help during strip search in school holding cell. Black 11-year-old strip search while held in holding cell. Let's get to it.
Black 11-year-old child was strip searched and then put in a holding cell inside of a school. Let's go to the video that the child himself took while he was incarcerated inside of the school.
Let's check this out.
Damn shame. This is actually
That looks like a fucking juvenile hall. That's fucked up.
It is at West Intermediate Middle School in Michigan. Let's put up a picture of the mother and the son. All right?
Here we go.
The mother obviously is upset about this.
I don't blame her one bit.
Cheyenne Johnson, 29 years of age, was shocked when her son Xavier, a 6th grader, all right?
6th grader.
A student at West Intermediate Middle School in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, text a message for help while at school. This happened on November 19th, 2021.
So
literally, this school has a policy that says if there's a conflict in the classroom, they have the right to incarcerate the child, to strip search the child, and it gets even deeper than that. You think,
bullshit.
okay, well, that's horrible.
Strip search the child?
Xavier, who was black and indigenous, was isolated in a windowless room with no desk, no chair, no schoolwork, nor adult supervision. School staff used a rubber doorstop to prevent the 11-year-old from freeing himself. So literally, they locked him inside of this room. He still has access to his cell phone, so he decided to text message his mother, help, help.
Yeah.
Here's where I am. He took a video of it. She's shocked, obviously.
Of course.
She's looking at this video like, is that my son inside of this room? There's more. Obviously, seclusion can be distressing to any child, but it is especially harmful for students like Xavier, whose education is guided by what's called an IEP, Individualized Educational Plan. According to a 2019 report from the Center of Disease Control, suicide was the 2nd leading cause of death for American Indian Alaska Native youth between the ages of 10 and 34. Further, racism, discrimination, and pressure to assimilate to white culture and standards increases the risk of suicide and self-harm for both indigenous and black youth. He is both indigenous and black, double whammy on the statistics here. According to the Michigan Department of Education, the Office of Special Education, IEPs are created for each public school student who receives special education programs and services. Moreover, IEPs are legally binding documents with guidelines established by Congress through the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. So, let's analyze what's happening so far. You have an 11-year-old black kid. This 11-year-old kid is in a special education program. He has a guideline that has been signed and agreed to by his teachers, the administrator, and likely the mother. Obviously, it does not include this, incarceration, okay? Now, here's what happens next. An employee at Isabella County Jail in Mount Pleasant told the Black Wall Street Times that even detainees have access to designated areas to sit and rest throughout the entire intake process, a basic show of dignity not afforded
well, that kid didn't have any area to rest or sit.
Mount Pleasant Public Schools District. Upon seeing the video, here's what happened. Upon seeing the video,
here we go.
Cheyenne Johnson, the mother, said she felt physically ill. I bet she did.
Of course.
I thought, is my kid
In a holding cell?
holding cell? Question mark. The Barron room appears to have been the school's version of in-school suspension received for an alleged minor altercation with another student. The 11-year-old child was locked in an empty room seemingly to serve time in solitary confinement rather than what should have been a reduced version of the normal school day throughout in-school suspension in his middle school. Here's another part of it that makes it even more egregious.
Here we go.
If he needed to use the restroom, he was told he could ask, and he would be taken to the restroom at the discretion of a school staff member. The school to prison pipeline theory feels a whole lot shorter when you hear stories like this. Additionally, Xavier alleges that a school staffer told him that he would contact the police since he was texting his mother from the room.
Wow.
The student felt intimidated
believable.
and retaliated against by the staffer after reporting his harsh experience to his mother. Okay?
Wow.
Mother is speaking out. She's making noise as she should. But guess what? I did some digging on this story. Not the first time it has happened. Not the first time it has happened to Xavier, nor is it the first time this has happened, period, in that school system. They literally have a jail cell inside of the damn school building, and they have been utilizing this jail cell as a corrective measure to remedy behavior inside of the school system. That is your pipeline to prison in operation inside of the school. It's a damn shame.
It is.
Not only do children go to school for academic curriculum, they go there for social development. What do you think you're socially teaching the child? What kind of educator are you? And I know we can talk about the district, we can talk about the policy, but let me talk about these school teachers who allowed this to happen. You all are scum, period.
Exactly.
And I know you may say, well, it's not me who did it. I wasn't the teacher. That had nothing to do with me, but you knew about it. You knew about it, and your silence.
You know, it's like the old adjectives. You know, you get someone who committed crime, but you know somebody. You say you get your buddy over there. He knew about it. You say, well, I didn't know about it. No, but you knew about it, and you do a damn thing about it. You did nothing about it. You should have done something about it. It's like these teachers. You know. Well, we didn't do it. No, but you knew about it and you did nothing. You let the shit happen.
It's definitely to me and to many others. Senator, what are your thoughts on this story?
I mean, Doc, you built the case magnificently. And although this was not the first time, I hope to God it is the last time. Heads need to be rolled. People need to be fired. Trainings, everything. We calling on everyone and bringing in every technique that is necessary. Yeah, this is a real life version of the school to prison pipeline, and we know that African American children are disproportionately represented in that pipeline.
That's right.
And especially African American boys. And our children, I want people to understand this, wrap their minds around this, that Black children, and as you know that Xavier is both Black and Indigenous, Black children are treated more often than not as older than what they really are. And when that happens to a child, society does not give that particular child, Black children, we're talking about in this case, the ability to grow up. They don't get the same leeway. They don't get the same mercy. They don't get the same justice. And we see that repeated over and over and over again from childhood all the way to death. And, the Government Accountability Office, did a report, and they recently spotlighted the racial and ethnic disparities in school discipline. But we already knew that, but it's good to have several studies to back that up. But more immediately, Doc, I hope Mama sues the hell out of them. I would have came up in that school like the Tasmanian devil, baby. They would have had me. Here, go ahead, lock me up, baby. I'm coming for you. Whoever is in my way when I get there, all behinds will be whipped on my way to get my baby up out of that school.
That's right. And this is why lawsuits are important. Lawsuits are important not because or just because of the punitive aspect of what a lawsuit can do, but because it can change policy in the future. It can literally change laws, it can change policy, and it can transfer people out of particular establishments who should not be there in the first place.
Washington's beautiful mountain.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, what kind of a school system is that as well? You know, it's like if a child acts out or anything like that, you don't put them in a holding cell or strip and let a little strip search. Then they have enough balls to retaliate against a child because he texted mother, "I need help. I'm locked in a cage," like that. I mean, that's like locking a child in, like, you know, Raymond Hall. Kid doesn't mean to do that. The kid's supposed to go to school to get an education, associate with his peers, you know. So socialism, you know, and to engage in curricular activities, you know, like recess, you know, and sports and whatnot. Man, when I went to school, you know, it's like if I acted out or like my peers acted out, we went to the corner like a cubicle hole, like a separate desk, like that. But we still get an education. We just, you know, we were away from our peers like that. We just took it's called a timeout. That's not a definition of timeout. Being locked in a cage like that makes you feel like you're in jail, Raymond Hall. With that, send him out of here. Mike Joe, peace out.